Morning, everybody. I'm Laura Munch with Marketing Angle, and today we're going to talk about Facebook for businesses and what you can do to use Facebook ads and to look at potentially using, instead of boosts, doing ads. And you're going to see why in a few minutes. So here we are in Facebook Ads Manager. So first of all, one of the things you're going to notice, you notice how maybe if you're using Facebook and if you see the lighter blue of Facebook, I always like to call this is the dark blue Facebook. This is the business Facebook. If you don't have a business manager account, that would probably be step one that I would encourage you to set up a business manager account for your Facebook business, because what it does is it allows you to do a lot more of the capabilities that you might be after. You can easily share your Facebook management with another partner in case you hire an ad agency or something like that. It's just a lot easier to control what they call the Facebook assets, which are your page and your ad accounts and a few other things on Facebook. I will tell you real quickly how to set up a business manager. The biggest trick that I learned is to go up to, if you're using the Chrome browser, go up to the three dots and go to New Incognito Window. That way you're kind of flushing out anything that's in your system and the recognition of who you are, and go to business.facebook.com and then set up an account. This is the best way if you have a business to set this up so that way multiple people can manage it and it's not tied into somebody's personal profile. Because if you have your administrative assistant setting up your Facebook and then that person leaves, now you may not be able to access your your Facebook page and your ad account. So this is the best way to do that, is to set up your own business manager account and go through that process. So what we're going to look at today is an ad account for the Salina Liberty football team. Salina Liberty is an indoor football team based in Salina, Kansas, which is a population of about 50,000 people. So a small, relatively small market. And so this is what I consider the brunt of all Facebook businesses. We're in small markets. How do you get out there? How do you get to the volume of people that you need to reach, but yet the volumes are really small, which is great, because then that means your ad spends are probably going to be low unless you're advertising nationwide. So some of the things to look at are setting up that business manager account and then setting up an ad account after that. What you're going to do then at that point, once you get into the ads manager, you're going to see some different tabs here. There's an account overview. And then what these tabs are is they are actually drill downs into the next level and the next level and the next level of things that are managed for a Facebook ads account. I have set this date to be looking at the January 1st through the March 31st time frame. And during that time, I can see that we spent, at the account overview screen, I can see that we spent $359. We reached about 39,000 people. Impressions were 91,000. We had about 437 link clicks. And you can see the activity. The season was supposed to start in March, and because of COVID, of course, we did not get that chance to do that. But I was trying to build up a little bit more out here in January timeframe as far as interest in our page and getting our pages likes. And then prior to the season, I was going to really hit hard on the advertising. So some very basics. One of the nice things about Facebook is if I don't remember what reach is, like what the heck, what's that? What's impressions? So they have these little eyes here, and it will explain to you what those items are. And we can see that reach is the number of people who saw your ad at least once. Reach is different from impressions, which may include multiple views of your ads by the same people. And then, of course, amount spent, that's an obvious one in that time frame. And then the impressions is the number of times your ad was on the screen. Link clicks are the number of clicks on the links within the ad that led to the destination or experience on or off Facebook. So that's one of my big things, is if I'm trying to promote, say, getting them to the website or getting them to buying tickets, then I want to be watching some of these numbers and seeing how my ads perform. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and drill into and say, okay, so what kinds of campaigns did we have? And during that time, we had a few different campaigns going. Actually, this is the one that you saw that happened in January. It ended January 9th. So we're going to talk about that one because that was actually a boosted post. And we can see here at the performance and clicks columns, usually actually Facebook comes in here and we default to the performance. We can see how much we spent per campaign, and then we can keep looking at the different results that we might be interested in at that point in time. So, as I said, this keeps drilling in. A campaign has different objectives, and the best way to show this or to talk about this is to look at what those objectives are. And then we can see, which ones might be worth it. So, and when you're setting these up, this is where somebody who has some experience is helpful because they understand what's going on. So Facebook says, what's your marketing objective? Are you trying to reach a lot of people? Are you just trying to get your brand out there? You notice that these are in the column called awareness. And then this would be, I don't want to use too many of the marketing jargon terms and things like that, but this would be what we call at the top of the funnel, meaning do people even know about Salina Liberty football? Do they, are they aware of it? And so that's what the objective of these are, is Facebook's going to use some of its different methods to try and get these things to happen. And then again, here's the little I, so I can see what is going on. I can increase the awareness, or the reach is going to show your ads to the maximum number of people. And there's just different settings that it does, and it's different in the way it manages the ad. And then as people become aware of your product, then you might run a next level ad to them, and that would be to get traffic, and in this case, it's traffic to the website. Or maybe I'm trying to get engagement. Maybe I want to promote likes, or maybe I'm promoting a sale at my store. Okay, so, or I'm trying to get them to fill out a lead, or I'm trying to get them to do viewing some videos. Or then at the last level, and these are quite a bit more specific, and you have to have certain things set up in order to get to this level, the conversions level. But we can get conversions, which is maybe they're going to fill out an online form on the website or download an app. If it's store traffic, we can get people to see your store. And then we can also, if you're using an e-commerce system or something like that, then we can hook that in so that way they can see your catalog and your drive-in sales that way as well. So Facebook's very specific about how they want you to flow through some of these processes. So that's one of the things about setting up ads, is to try to figure out what's going to be your best objective. So going back to the ads that we set up, the post, this was a boosted post, and this one here was what I call a true ad. When we talk about ads, we don't consider boosts to be ads, just because, and you're going to see here, if we zone in on these two, boosteds don't perform as well, and they cost more. So we'll compare that right now, and we're going to just focus on these two columns, or these two rows. And we're going to look at the difference between the two. So, and before I do that, I guess I'll show you what is in each of these ads and posts. The ad that's itself, for this one, the boosted post, it was a video that we had done to promote Salina Liberty, and so it had some funniness to it, promoting local businesses as well on it, and just had a storyline that we put out there over about 3 different sessions for Liberty Sam to get a job outside of being the Liberty Sam mascot. The other one, which is the true ad, as I call the true ad, it was getting closer to the season. So at that point, I want to make people aware of the season or reach them and let them know about the season. So it's a little bit shorter type of an ad. And it's really to our first 3 games were at home. So we went ahead and did a simple little slideshow type ad that lets them know that, hey, Salina Liberty, Saturday nights, here's when the games are, come out and get your tickets. So that's the difference between the 2 ads or the 2 creatives that went out there during this time. Go back to the campaigns level. And then at this point, we can see that one of the things that I wanted to show you is the difference between the 2 and why do we like the ads versus the posts. So at the very first level of any kind of campaign or anything like that, the main thing that I can look at and compare is the number of impressions. How many times does Facebook give your ad some love and show it out there to people? And they don't give some ads some love, let me tell you. So this shows that this was out there on the screens at least 44,000 times. This one here was out there on the screens 23,000 times. And the cost per 1,000 impressions, you can see that it is at approximately double. And a lot of times I actually see it being about 4 times the amount. So that's one of the criteria that I look at is how much is our ad costing to get us out there. Now I will tell you that it depends on what the objectives are. An ad as I get closer to the buying process do cost more per 1,000 because they're very, very targeted. And so that's what Facebook wants you to do. So you can't get too caught up on that. The other big thing that I look at is, so I spent $98 here and $100 here, so approximately the same amount. This is something to get caught up on a little bit because look at how many people I reached. And remember, reach is the number of people who saw your ad at least once versus the boost. So I'm seeing about 3 times as many people are able to get to this versus my boost where I spent the exact same amount of money, only got out there to 1/3 of the people. And I hate to tell you this, but a lot of times boosts just went to a lot of my page likes or page followers at that point anyway. It's kind of tough sometimes, but that is where they tend to show it the most. I can see that these were both videos, so I can see how many through plays on this one, some of the different stats that you can get out of the system. Now, that being said, all of this, here's another one on the video percentage watched and the number of 3-second plays as well as how much time was watched on each of the videos. Now, one of the overall goals typically in anything, even though it might not be an objective at the campaign management perspective, but overall, I want to try to see that we're sending clicks to the website, clicks to move on in the buying process. And so this is another thing that we would look at is how many clicks are there and how much cost per click. And you can see that this one here did much better. So now you've got 2 things to weigh out is I reached more people, but I did better on the clicks. So my next test would probably be, let's run this as an advertisement and let's see how it does versus the boost and spend the same amount of money. So that will be the next thing that I'll actually be doing with this one. So this is the campaign at the campaign level. In between, the thing that I haven't clicked on is, I'll just go on into one of them, is the ad set. The ad set is your target. So for this one, I'm targeting about the 30-mile radius around Salina. I drilled on in. I can see how many people it might reach. Make sure that it is going relevant to your page. And then I can see how much my daily budget I want to spend out there. And then I can see too that if I put more budget to the daily budget, how many more people that I might have reached at that point. So it gives you some ideas. How much should I spend? And then it's overall, it's up to you. They're going to just use the money that you give out there. And then here is where I can see that this is in the radius of Salina, Kansas. We can drop a pin, say what radius we want, and go from there. We can exclude areas. We can also do it by zip code, the whole state, whatever. So those are some of the things that you can do with the audience. And so that's another thing that needs to be managed. Now, our other big goal in all of this is to, you probably heard about some kind of a thing called the marketing funnel. Well, so what a funnel is in this case is I'm going to want to target the people who watch this video. I'm going to want to target the people who clicked on something on this website or went ahead and clicked on the website. And so that's one of the things that Facebook allows you to build is an audience, so that way you can retarget to them. So now you have better potentials for your product or service. So that's a lot of what a funnel is just moving them from the awareness stage into hopefully getting them into closer to a buyer stage. So that's the basics of Facebook ads, and the big thing that we like about advertisements, what we call true ads versus boosts. Boosts are handy. I don't ever want to, deny that. That was why I boosted, because it was handy. Hit that button, right? It's easy. Say how much money you want to spend. But I will tell you, bang for your buck, it's not going to go as far. It doesn't reach as many people, and it's just not going to do as well. So those are some of the things that as we manage an ad account for Facebook, we're watching. We're always we're running A/B comparisons to see which ad or which creative might go better, which message will improve that. So those are some of the different things that we're doing as our management of our accounts. So if you'd like to learn more about Facebook ads and what Facebook can do for your local business, give us a call at 785-577-2939 or visit the website marketing-angle.com, and we'd like to visit with you.